I'm just trying to see if I can set this up. Okay. All right, it seems to be good. See if I can set this up. All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Achakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Basically, I'm just gonna go into real quick, have a couple of precepts lined up here. Okay, going into spiritual responsibility. Okay, and we all know, or we should all know what that is. Okay, which it all varies and differs based on what it is, what your lot is. What exactly your position is. Okay, in this ministry. All right, because understanding, we've all been given different lots. Okay, we've all been given different portions of the spirit. Okay, and some of us are better at some things than others. Okay, but you knowing what it is that you're good at, you have responsibilities in that field. Okay, just like a job. If you take retail, for example, you might have a sales associate. You might have a stock associate, you have a cashier, all right, you have a visuals member, okay? All these different people that do different things, but they do it all because those are all necessary for the store to run. A stock associate can't run the whole store by himself, okay? The job of the stock associate is to replenish the floors, make sure that you have merchandise on the floors always, so that the sales associate can then take the merchandise and sell it to the customer when needed. Okay. Now, after the sales associate sells it to the customer and convinces the customer to buy it, where does the customer go? They go to the cash register, and then the cashier then puts in or confirms the transaction, allowing it to go through for the purchase to happen. Okay. But for all that to happen, you have to have the visuals member, okay, put certain items here, dress the mannequins a certain way to attract the customer's eye. You see, so all these different things are all these different positions are there, all right, with different people who have different responsibilities. Okay, the stock associate's responsibility is to make sure that the merchandise is always there. Okay. Now, the responsibilities of a stock associate is different than that of a sales associate. However, they're still important, okay, because they're dependent on each other. So relating that to this truth, you now really there's a general responsibility that we all should have, all right, which is pushing this word some way or somehow, okay, having your own YouTube channel, okay, and putting out videos. Now you have brothers who are able to put out videos constantly. Okay, you have brothers who are able to also put up videos, but not as much. You have brothers that might not, necessarily be speakers. Guess what? You can re-upload videos. You can you can put up news clips. Okay, you can edit videos and then put them up. You can do all these different things. Okay, you know what? Look, man. When I first heard this word, look, literally in like my first week or two hearing it, I was like, yo, okay, all right, that's what's up, that's what's going on. And I heard one of the brothers say, he was like, yo, listen, man, all you sitting out there cheerleading on the comment boards, we don't need that. You sitting at home, why not create a YouTube page and re-upload videos? Why not create 2 YouTube channels and re-upload videos? And I took that advice and I was like, all right, yo, let me do that. At least I can, if I'm not doing the video, I can increase the chances that the video will be seen. I made that my responsibility, and then as you get more involved, your responsibility increases. All right. But let me get into this precept real quick. So this is John chapter 21, verse 15. Understanding the importance, okay, because we have different fields, we have different specific things we're responsible for in the spirit, but it's all to the goal of what? Feeding the Lord's sheep, feeding his lambs, edifying the elect. All right. And ultimately pleasing the Lord. So this is John chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua saith to Simon Peter, and Simon or Peter was the head disciple. Okay, so it says, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. Okay, so now, what did the Lord say? Did he not say, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel? Okay, the Lord said his meat is to do the will of his Father. And his Father sent him to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, starting with the elect, mainly the elect. All right. So what the message he was passing to Peter was to feed his lambs, to nurture, edify, grow the elect. Okay. And it's funny because I have another precept here in the book of Peter, okay, which Peter said that himself, but I'll get there. Okay, so this was the first time Yahushua said this to Peter. Now he says it again. Verse 16, he saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. So the Lord told him the second time. Verse 17, he saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, Feed my sheep. You see? And so the Lord, Peter got tight. He got, he got grieved because he's like, yo, this is the third time you're telling me the same thing. But the Lord did that on purpose. All right. 3 meaning understanding, but it was something that's very important. This was a responsibility that not only Peter, all right, would have to take on, but the rest of the prophets. Okay. So the Lord, that's why the Lord stressed this so much. Because the Lord was going to leave them to come to the physically, all right, to come to the spirit world. However, through spirit, as the scriptures say, he's with us even unto the end of the world. All right. But physically, he was going to leave them. And so he was going to leave them with what? With a great responsibility. And that's why he stressed this so much. Okay. So the men of the Lord, the prophets, what? We have a responsibility, man. You have a responsibility to read. You have a responsibility to know, all right, your battleground. Okay. To know these scriptures, know these precepts. You have a responsibility to teach them. Teach the word, man. You have a responsibility to do that. Okay. You go to work 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. Guess what? So you can get paid. And the truth, you got to have a spiritual responsibility, man. Okay. I gotta make sure I get this reading done. I gotta be on point with this. I gotta get this video done. You set an alarm to wake up at 5 a.m., or wake up at a certain time to go to work. Okay. So you'd lose sleep over work. So how much more for the word of the Lord? Would you not lose sleep for the word of the Lord? Or when it comes to that, oh, you know what, it's fine, I'll do it tomorrow. Or would you hide behind the excuse of, the spirit ain't on me, even though the spirit is on you, but you're just tired? The spirit ain't really on me, I'll do it tomorrow. Now, there's times when that happens, okay? But what about the times when the spirit is on you, but you're so tired in the flesh, as the scriptures say, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But if your spirit is willing enough, you can force it. All right. You can force your flesh to be under subjection. Okay. Now, understand, of course, if the spirit is not there, okay, if the Lord didn't put the spirit on you, it's not going to work out. Okay. But remember, man, in this truth, man, we are all responsible, all right, for this work. The fact that we know this word, we are now responsible to teach it. We are responsible to feed the Lord's sheep, as he stressed to Peter. Okay. So making an excuse is only going to be for your detriment. Okay. It's only going to affect you. Now, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 25. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 22, the 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. Now, this is Paul, all right, the Apostle Paul. Now, when you read, okay, about the things that Paul went through, All right, and the responsibilities that he had upon him, that he had to bear, the things he had to go through. All right, and then you look at the drive and the passion and the determination and the spirit that he did it with. All right, that is something we can all learn from. Okay, he wasn't out here making excuses. His life was on the line, and he was still, look, man. He got sent to Rome. Okay, and he was, look, man. Paul was not somebody who played with this truth, man, with this ministry. He wasn't having that, because the Lord had put that spirit upon him, man. But really read about the things that he was doing. Read about the things that the prophets of old had to do. All right. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. You know? So for those who, them Israelites, man, we here it is. We tell our people, yo, you an Israelite. Nah, I ain't no Israelite. But somehow you gonna go Sunday to church and talk about, oh, Paul was such a great man and we got to follow Paul and be like Paul. Paul said he's an Israelite. So really we should ask him, did you know Paul was an Israelite? You know, they take it so lightly, not knowing the power or the weight behind it. All right, it's not just a fad or a fashion or a religious group. Oh, you just an Israelite. I can just become an Israelite. That's not how it works. Okay, we're telling you something you already are. We're not trying to make you an Israelite. We're telling you are an Israelite. You know? So Paul says, are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Are they ministers of Hamashiach? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure. In prisons more frequent. In deaths often. Or oft. So Paul was a overachiever. All right, spiritually, he was an overachiever. All right, he was the one who, if the mark is here, he's trying to hit above the mark. All right, you aim for the stars, okay, and if you fall in the clouds, well, hey, that's better than falling on the earth. Okay, so he wasn't a just barely make it Israelite. Okay. Or get a 65 to pass a class Israelite. No. He was a study my ass off to get 100 on this test Israelite. Okay? That's the spirit you have to be in, man. It says, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent. Okay, you read about the times when he was in bonds. That's why he had to write letters. Okay? And oftentimes he also had to write letters to churches because you had Jake that would be acting up. You know, in deaths oft, he was stoned to death. He came back, and when he came back, was he shook? Oh damn, yo, them stones, man. Yo, they were hitting the wrong places, man. I didn't feel good. Yeah, I don't want to go through it again, so I'm gonna just stop now. No. Of the Jews, 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods. Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep. In journeyings often, in perils of water, in perils of robbers, in perils of mine own countrymen. In matter of fact, let's look up perils. Danger. Okay. It says here danger. All right. So just read these things that he was going through. In perils by my own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren. So it's like everywhere you go, you just catching hell. You know, you're going through something for this word, man. Okay. But he bared the responsibility, the burden of the Lord. Okay. He bared it. Okay, and was an overachiever at it. All right, he wasn't complaining about, but this is this and this is that. No, responsibility is responsibility, and once the Lord puts a certain weight on you, he puts it on you because he knows you can carry it, you can hold it. Okay, your goal should be to try and carry it and walk with it. Okay, Don't be, oh Lord, this cross is too heavy. Oh, but why his cross look bigger though? Why his cross look smaller? His cross is probably lighter than mine. Don't worry about that. All right. Every day is worrying about somebody. Oh, why he do why this, why that? How about you focus on what you got to handle? Are you taking care of what you have to take care of? 2 Corinthians 11 verse 27, continuing, in weariness, in painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness. Now here's the part. Beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches. Okay. That was what? That was a part of his responsibilities. Because he established these churches, but he had to make sure that they were nurtured and they were growing in the right way. Okay. It wasn't just, I woke up brothers here, I taught them the word and that's it. Neglect them. No. And that's not, you need a lot of patience for that. Like, that's why he said, who is weak? And oh no, it's not this precept, but he said, to the weak became I as weak. All right, that I might gain the weak. You gotta have patience. You gotta know when to be stern. You gotta have the balance. You gotta know when to be harsh. Okay, when to have mercy, or when to know if somebody's BSing and trying to take advantage. You gotta have all these things, man. Especially when dealing with Jake. Okay, when to rebuke before all. Okay, all these different things. And after the churches were established, you had to go visit them. Okay. So imagine having to do all these things, man. You're trying to take care of all these things, but then you got to go through all these on top of that, man. You're trying to get from one location to another, you getting shipwrecked, bit by a snake. You know, all these different things. So compare that to your life now, and really see if what the Lord is asking of you is so much that you can't do 3 videos a week, or so much that you can't even re-upload videos. What's taking up all your time? What's hindering your spiritual responsibility? And then consider that thing that's taking your time away. Is that going to give you salvation? Is that worth more than this ministry? Is that worth more than your service to the Lord? Are you willing to serve that more than the Lord? Is that what's going to feed you in the time of Jacob's trouble? Is that what's going to give you the faith to endure in the time of Jacob's trouble? Okay? Whatever's taking your time away from this truth, when you're starving and there's no food around, is that what you're going to call upon to be delivered? When the missiles are coming about to roast you and make you one with the ground, is that what you're going to look to for salvation? You have to consider these things. And once you start doing that, you can prioritize, man. 1 Timothy 4 verse 14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on the hands of the presbytery. Okay. And now is by what? Is by the hearing of this word. Okay. So let's look up the word neglect. All right. In the Greek, it says amaleo, to be careless of, to neglect. Okay. To be careless of. When you're careless of something, you're not taking good care of it. Your mind is not on it. Okay. You're not focused on it, and so you're not really taking care of it as you should. Okay, that is a problem, man. Because if the Lord gives you this gift, He can take it away. Okay. It says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, and that thy profiting may appear to all. So yeah, this understanding this knowledge is a gift, but it also is a responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So once you know this word, you are responsible for teaching it. Once you climb up to that high tower as a watchman, you are responsible to warn the people. Okay. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Important, man. Very important. You got to take care of your responsibilities, man. The word of the Lord comes first. All right. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 4. It says, For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. Okay. For we, being many, are one body in Hamashiach, and everyone members are one of another. Yeah, because you might have the hand, which is different from the leg, which is different from the chest. All right, different from the torso, different from the ears, different from the eyes, different from the hair, different from the nose. These are all different members of one body. Okay, but they don't do the same thing. However, they are all there for the benefit of the body as a whole. Okay. So if the nose isn't doing its job correctly, then the body won't be able to smell. If the ears aren't doing their job correctly, the body won't be able to hear. That could put you in danger. If your eyes aren't doing their job properly, that could put you in even more danger. Okay? If danger's in front of you and your eyes, these two balls right here, don't work how they should, how are you going to see it? And if you don't see that danger coming, then your whole body is put in danger because of these two eyeballs right here not doing their job correctly. You know, it says, verse 6, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion or the proportion of faith. See, so we've all been given a different measure, meaning what the Lord requires of us might vary based on individually. Okay, but the Lord still requires something of you. See, when the Lord gave the parable about the men with the talents, the one who flipped it and brought 10, guess what? The Lord accepted him. The one who flipped it and brought 5, the Lord also accepted him. Okay, the one who didn't bring anything, that's a problem. Because you were given something, but what are you giving back in return? Okay, you were given this word. You were given a mouth. The Lord didn't make you dumb. He didn't make you deaf. He didn't make you blind. All right. For the most part. Okay, let me put it like that. For the most part. You know, you might have a roof over your head. You might have food to eat. So the Lord gave you all these different things. He allowed you to understand the word. So now what are you giving him in return? Hearing this truth and waking up to this truth is not, it's you got to keep in mind, that's a favor. That's a blessing that the Lord has given to you. It is a gift. Faith to believe in this word is a gift. How are you going to use that gift? What are you giving the Lord back in return for him blessing you with that gift? Okay. It says, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. All right. Now I'm gonna get this last precept real quick. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse start at verse 1. The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder. Yeah, because remember, after Yahushua had left, his disciples, you could say they graduated over time from disciples to apostles, all right, and elders, because as the church grew, you had newer brothers and newer members, okay, but then you had more and more the disciples as they taught, and as they continued the ministry, they also grew in spirit, so they became what? Elders. All right. It says, and a witness of the sufferings of Hamashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of the Most High which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. All right. So when you do this work, or when you handle your spiritual responsibilities, Don't do it by constraint. Somebody shouldn't have to tell you, yo, do this or do that. You shouldn't have to be told. You shouldn't have to be given a number range or a limit of a minimum of how many videos you should be doing, or you know what you actually should be doing in this word. If you genuinely believe this and you sincerely want what the Lord has promised you, you be constantly looking for what you can do. What's the most you can do to ensure that you're a part of that elect? You know, what can I do? You know, you told me to do this, I did it. What's next? Because what's on your mind is I really want this. I really believe this. You know, but why should somebody have to force you to do something for your own good? It says, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. You should be doing this willingly because it's in your spirit to want to do it. Not because you're getting paid to, not because somebody's on your back forcing you to. Okay? But it should be intrinsic. And those who act upon intrinsic motivation, look that word up. Those who act upon intrinsic motivation, they go the hardest because the motivation is coming from them. They want to do it. You know? They're not doing it because somebody's breathing down their neck telling them to do it, so they're just trying to get it over with. Or because they're getting paid to do it, so they feel like they got to do it because really the end goal is for the money. So as long as I get it done, I get paid. No. They're doing it because they want to do it. And when you want to do something, you're going to do it to the best of your ability. Okay? Yeah, I think I'm going to stop here. Okay, hopefully this video is edifying unto the elect. Okay, just going into that, man. Remember, this is a very serious thing, man. This ministry is not to be taken lightly. Okay, it's a very serious work, and that's why the Lord stressed, okay, as I read here in the book of John, the Lord stressed telling Peter, man, if you love him, feed the sheep. Okay, so don't love the Lord with just words, man. Actions speak louder than words. Okay? So you let the Lord see your love, okay, by your works. All right. Alabama Hebrew Shalom. Hey, Shalom, Makia. Shalom. All right, Shalom to the brothers and on the common boards. Okay, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna end the video here. Lord willing, this is edifying unto the elect. Remember, man, look, everybody can contribute to this word. All right, because we all know how to use YouTube. All right. It's not gonna kill you to create a channel and re-upload videos, man. That's what I used to do. You know, I mean, I still do it now. Give avenues to feed the word. You know, promote it. If you're not making the food, guess what? Be the person who has the tray. Who, when the chef makes the food, guess what? You take it to the sheep. How do you do that? You create these channels and you re-upload, man. All right. As brothers do the videos, all right, make the food. Guess what? You help with the delivery. All right, the Lord will count you. He will count that as works, man. However you can further this gospel, however you can put your hands to the plow. Okay, whatever you can do that can contribute to this word, you got to get on it, man. Okay, because the Lord is still gonna. The Lord is looking for works. What have you done? What have you done for me? Okay, because a lot of people have said things for me. But I'm looking for those who did things for me. Those people in the churches, they say things. All right. Edomites say things. Homosexuals say things. But who really does, all right, the things, man? Who really does the things that are pleasing to me? Not loving me by words, but loving me by action, by spirit, by truth. Okay. These are things you got to keep in mind, man. All right. And bear your spiritual responsibility, man. Bear your cross. Okay. Bear it, because at the end of the day, the scriptures say, man, let me end it with that. Romans 8 verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. All right. This is a good precept to keep in mind, man. All right, whatever you're going through, however you're feeling, whatever it is, man, just keep pushing through it, because what we're gonna get, what you're going through now isn't gonna even come in comparison to it, man. All right. So once again, I'm gonna say it, Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect. Okay, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.